Tuesday evening, we thought we'd jump on board and have a quick live with you. We got a question asked, which we'll read out very shortly, and then we can answer any questions that you may have. We thought we'd do is like a weight loss Q&A.
Yeah, so we get random questions now and again, and we tend not to reply to people if you're just asking a random question. If you're not one of our members, we tend not to just answer weight loss questions if it's a private message, because then it seems one-to-one advice, and we've got one-to-one clients, so they pay for that. But what we can do is come on here and answer the question that we get, so that everyone can benefit from the answer. And then you guys can ask us questions if you want to, and we can stay on for as long as required. We're not in a hurry to get away.
So we used to do these months ago, in fact a lot of them last year as well, so we're getting back into the habit, reconnecting with our audience, which is awesome. You can see that Ken right away is hello guys on YouTube. Hello. So if you are watching on YouTube, please drop a comment and get the conversation, because I'm watching YouTube comments and otherwise I just sit here with nothing to do.
And I'm on Facebook. We've got a couple of people on straight away. Tony Stark's on. Tony, you're always on. I can't really pronounce her name. Camprasuth.
Tony Stark's got the king. Is that the king of hearts or the king of diamonds?
Looks like the king of diamonds.
I
think. Yeah. So the question that we got, was that just this morning we got that?
Do you know this? When we get up really early on a Tuesday morning, we'll have that 6 a.m. meeting, which we used to do at 5 a.m. Because we're getting old, we get an extra hour on our bed. And we're getting back into the habit.
This morning.
I know, it feels like it's a
long day. Yeah. It's a really long day. So the question was, I don't have it to hand, is ultimately, I've got this event coming up in the summertime, can I lose 2 stone by August? And we were like, okay, actually, it's a fair enough question. The quick answer is, it depends. It depends on so much. But we're going to delve into a bit more of a detailed answer. And then if you want to ask questions, then please feel free to do so.
So first and foremost, when people ask, 2 stone by a set day, as a coach, the responsible thing to do is say, well, how much total weight do you feel you have to lose? Because somebody that has 5 stone to lose could absolutely lose 2 stone in a couple months, okay? But if somebody is right close to their goal and they're only 2 stone away, then time becomes a different factor, because if you've ever attempted weight loss in the past or had some degree of success, is that the first chunk of weight comes off a lot easier than the last portion, because you have to mix things up, you get closer to the goal, and if you're working with a good coach, they can manage that all the way into the end zone. But it does all come down to how much weight you've got to lose and managing expectations.
The other thing to consider is, if you've got more than 2 stone to lose, chances are there's a few things going on with your lifestyle, your exercise habits, your nutrition habits, general lifestyle habits like going to bed on time, stress levels. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going on that when you start to take action and change those things, the weight comes off, because it can be quite a dramatic change in lifestyle, and therefore it can be a dramatic result as well. And when somebody's closer to their target weight, they tend to find you've got a little bit more balance going on in your life. You maybe are already active, so getting active for somebody who's inactive already, not doing anything at all, if you then suddenly get active, even just walking, the weight will start to fall off, because you're just more active. Your body's starting to use the energy that it's got, so it's easier to lose weight in those initial stages. But if somebody's already active, you've already got a decent diet, you're already getting to bed on time, actually losing that stone becomes a little bit more tricky, and that's where obviously one-to-one advice comes in. Also our membership, we were basically guiding people through 12 weeks worth of nutrition lessons that we can then help you to manage and tweak and personalize to yourself. And so that those things are a bit more required when you're at those stages when you're thinking, I need help, I'm actually not too sure what I need to do here.
Now for some as well, it's also a question of what you've been doing prior to making that decision that you want to embark on a program or a journey to lose weight. If some people have been either eating too much and not exercising enough, sometimes you can absolutely have shot down your metabolism. And if and when that's the case, one of the first things you do when you make all your nutritional changes is build back up your metabolism. So for some people that embark on a plan, they don't necessarily lose weight the first couple of weeks while they're eating more of the right food, and then they hit that lovely point where then the weight just floods and falls off and they get all the way to their goal. There's a lot of people that can relate to that happening, and generally speaking, it's because they'd absolutely trashed their metabolism for goodness knows how long by either eating at the wrong time, eating too much, eating too little, or sometimes people do the feast and famine. You know, so they say, oh, well, you know, I only eat one meal a day, but then the next day they'll have junk and crisps and the calories. They might not be having a meal, but they're eating enough calories for 3 meals and more. So it does, you do have to take into account what you've been doing prior to it, if there is a time restriction on what you're doing. So remember, this email that came in was asking for a specific weight loss by a specific time period. If you're looking at your weight loss and saying, right, I need to get this weight off, I need to feel better in my own skin and feel lighter, healthier, and more vibrant, if that is you, then you wouldn't necessarily want to put a time period on it. You want to just say, I want to make these changes for life. So you get the head down and make them for life. When you're dialing in for a set date, it can add a bunch of pressures which need to be managed.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, to this person who emailed in, yes, you absolutely can lose 2 stone by August. And as much as we're saying, oh, it's easier if you're at the beginning of your journey, or if you've got a little bit more to lose and it's going to be easier, if you are at that sort of final stages and you've only got 2 stone to lose, it is still possible. You just have to take a closer look and be honest with yourself, a real honest look at what you're doing, your lifestyle, what could you do that is going to improve your health and well-being first and foremost. Yes, it's about weight loss. Yes, you want to be in shape, but have a think about your physical well-being. Okay, the health that's going into the nutrients that are going in, the hydration that you're taking on board, and look at whatever you're doing right now for your activity level and your nutrition. Ask that honest question of what should or could I be doing more or better. Sometimes it is less, like Rab said, sometimes it's actually taking your foot off the gas and going, my body is stressed right now, and that's actually very, very common these days for people who've been doing too much. But if you're not doing too much, increase things by 10%. A little bit more training, a little bit more cardio, looking at your food and saying, okay, do I really need to be having a takeaway at the weekends, or can I forego that? That little ice cream that you have after your dinner, can you forego that? And think about why this is important to you and make the change that you already know you should be doing.
Consistency is key regardless, but especially when it's time specific. When you're dialing in for, say you got a wedding or a holiday or whatever it is in the August that this person was talking about. When it's time specific, you absolutely need to be consistent all the way in. When you don't have something that's time specific, you want to be as consistent as you can, that's manageable, that still kind of creates that health and happiness balance. But you can't expect to dial in for a set date if you're not willing to do all the things consistently to get there. You know, you could do some great things, exercise more, move more, drink more water, eat more veg, get to bed on time. But then towards the end of the week, you then open a bottle of wine and eat some crisps and blah, 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 and order a takeaway. And then you're looking in the mirror saying, well, oh my goodness, I'm running out of time and I'm not where I want to be. It's like, well, if you've got a specific date you're dialing in for, it's absolutely possible, but consistency is going to be key, and then it's just time and effort.
Yes. So hopefully that's answered your question. We'll go to the comments, and there's a couple of questions on Facebook. Ron Grant's on first and foremost. Vicky D, you just signed up to the Motivation Masterclass, I believe.
Vicky did, yeah.
So welcome.
Yeah.
I hope that you.
In fact, I was messaging you yesterday, Vicky, or was that today as well? It's just one of these things where you think it's the same day.
So yeah, Vicky, I hope that you are well and you're excited for Motivation Masterclass starting tomorrow. For anyone else who actually wants in on that, it's open right now. Just go to thekiltedcoaches.com/motivation-masterclass. I should just put it in the comments actually. And you can get signed up. It starts tomorrow. It's a 4-day program. It starts and finishes with a live coaching session.
Get you stuck in. Susan said, yeah, these lives are how I found you all. Kelly says, hey all. Sheila says, hi everyone. Now Ken says, I gained weight as a result of an accident, broken foot. Now can't seem to lose it. I eat healthy, but nothing. So Ken, assuming your broken foot has healed, have you got back to some form of resistance training? If you're trying to do what you were doing previously and it's not producing the same results, then you have hit what we consider a plateau. I know you said you gained weight, but if it's then not coming out again, you've been trying, you might have hit a bit of a plateau. So then it's a bit plateau, given you broke your foot. sometimes it's a case of mixing up what you were doing, assuming that everything else you were doing, if you were still back exercising and eating as best as you think you can, then sometimes it's good to mix up the training. You know, if you've been doing high reps, it might be advisable to try either HIIT training or maybe bring some heavy weights into the mix. Cardio wise, change up your source of cardio. Diet wise, as long as you're not on any medication or any reason why you shouldn't, you could introduce fasting if you haven't currently been doing. If you have been fasting, mix up the type of fasting, because there's many types of fasting. We've done a few lives on fasting. That's not to say we won't do one again, but sometimes mixing up your method of fasting can just be the trigger to get everything going again.
Yeah, definitely. Ricardo was just saying hello from Guayaquil, Ecuador.
Ecuador. Do
Ecuador.
you remember that song?
Ecuador.
Yeah. I'm actually listening to a really old, I think it's 90s smash hits on Spotify.
Nice.
And it's got that tune on there.
Yeah,
I can't find it again because the smash hits thing has like 1,000 tracks or something. And every time you hear a good track, you're like, yeah, and you're like, want to listen to that again? You can't find it.
Deb Goff's on. Hi coaches.
Hey.
Hi Deb, nice to see you. Anne Weatherall's on. Hi Anne.
Hi.
Al Jones on. Hey.
Susan's been a member for 30 months. I've lost 45 pounds with the coaches. Hard work.
Whoosh, gunshot for you, Susan. Christy says hello.
We're going to give a shout out to Japan. I must apologise, I cannot read your name, but I want to see it till the end, but I'm going to say it because it's 5 AM in Japan, so sleep well.
Sleep well. Sarah Slade's on. Hi guys, nice surprise to see you both on a Tuesday. Yeah, we never do a Tuesday. Normally I'm at judo right now.
Yeah, why aren't you at judo?
Well, because we just had a radio interview.
Oh yeah, we had a radio.
I gave up judo for a radio interview. Radio BBC Cornwall it was. So yeah, that's why I'm not at judo.
Does a Cornish pasty come from Cornwall? Huh.
Originally, yeah.
A Cornish pasty in my head should taste amazing. I'm not saying they don't taste amazing. Whenever I've had one, I've always been underwhelmed.
I think because we're normally having like steak bridies and stuff like that. Steak bridies pretty awesome. Better than a Cornish pasty.
Steak bridies nice. Cornish pasty just has too much pastry, right?
There's pastry and it's got like veggies and stuff in it.
Oh, so it does.
Healthier version, I guess. Mabel, hola. Nick Moody says, how do you stay motivated when it's bad weather? Are you only motivated when it's good weather? You are a good weather motivated?
What do they call it? Fair weather runners and stuff like that, yeah.
Nick, I think it's anticipating the bad weather and reframing the bad weather as a good thing. You know, we used to have this saying in the army, and it was if it ain't raining, you ain't training, because anyone can go out. So it's not just about fitness, but it's actually about, you know, survival and actually getting out and doing stuff and being and out in nature, and anyone can do that when it's nice and sunny, when you can just feel a light breeze through your hair. It's so pleasant. It's like something from a movie. It's nice. Everyone can do that. But if you're taking your personal development seriously, then as soon as you see it raining, you're like, right, let's get the running trainers on. Let's get out. Let's be happy. Start enjoying the rain. Start enjoying the cold weather. Because it's a good part of your development. So try to reframe it. There's no getting around it. If you live somewhere that has weather, like Scotland, for instance, I don't know where you are, Nick. Well, you work for Nestle.
Could be anywhere with Nestle though.
Could be anywhere. And yeah, so it depends on your mindset. You're not going to be able to get away from the bad weather, so reframe it in your mind as a good thing, and start to appreciate, because it challenges you more, and the more it challenges you, the stronger you get.
Yeah, I'm going to jump to Rock Shot only because Rock Shot did the song.
Get your rock shot, get your rock shot, honey.
And shot. They went on to say, I owe my life to you guys. Yay! Now, what can we get him to do then? He owes us his life. I want a Cornish pasty, Rock Shot. Can you get me one? I actually don't want a Cornish pasty, but when I think of Cornwall, it makes me think of them.
Rock shot. I think that you should.
Don't say tattoo.
No. Yeah.
Because that went horribly wrong last time.
I think you should treat yourself.
Yeah.
I think you owe it to us to treat yourself to something that you've always wanted. It doesn't have to be something big, something you've always wanted that you've been putting off. It could be taking yourself to the cinema that you just don't do. Yeah. It might be a fancy bottle of whiskey if you like whiskey. Get something in honour of us
Yeah, coach's orders, rock shop.
Get something for yourself. Treat yourself.
Whatever it is, sit down and just say, I am awesome, and then sing the song. Get your rock shot, get your rock shot. Yeah, Linda says, hello Stephen and Rab from Northern Ireland. I was 94 kilograms and I was walking between 15 to 20,000 steps a day. I'm now 79 kilograms, but seem to have hit a plateau. How do I shift more weight? Thank you. So first of all, well done on that weight loss. That's absolutely fantastic. You've been using, as when we were talking earlier about, initially when you've got a bit of weight to lose, the first weight comes off easily. Then when it starts to slow down or you hit a plateau, you have to mix things up a bit. If you're still doing lots of walking, you might want to look into mixing up the cardio better, adding in some a bit more intense cardio. So yes, you've got walking. Could you make it more intense by aiming for more hilly terrain? Could you try swimming or biking or rowing or get a membership to a gym to go on a cross train? Anything that you can increase the intensity. If you're down to 79 kilogram and you don't have any mechanical issues, you might even try light running on grass. There's lots of ways to step up the cardio element.
Get the intensity up a little bit.
And then of course, are you doing any resistance training? And if not, why not? But no, seriously, if you're not doing resistance training, start. If you are doing resistance training, you want to look to make some progression there as well, and that will hopefully get things rolling again.
When people join our membership, we recommend that they get kettlebells. Okay, 2 kettlebells of the same weight. Okay, for females we normally recommend 8 kilograms. For guys we recommend 12 kilograms. And our membership is basically around one piece of kit. That's it. You don't need any fancy stuff. It's literally a cannonball with a handle. That's all you need. And what a kettlebell does or allows you to do is create tension through your muscles and your joints, your bones, your ligaments, your cartilage. Creates a little bit of tension, a little bit more intensity, and that tension then starts to build up. Can cause you to then lay down more muscle mass, create more bone density, become fitter, stronger and leaner because you're just more active, or your muscle fibers are more active. So, get that done. Christy's saying 60 pounds. I don't know what that's in reference to, Christy, but
when we're talking about, I think that was back when we were saying the time frame of losing weight. I saw the message pop up. So you were saying like if you're only 2 stone away from your target, then
so Christy, you're saying 60 pounds, that's what you got to lose?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Wayne Kidd says hi. So Wayne says, hi guys, I'm a flight attendant, so my work times are all over the place. Could you please give me some advice on what foods would be best to change to? Any advice would be helpful. I'm also a type 1 diabetic. So foods to change to, we don't know what you're currently eating. So you could actually have an awesome diet. We're going to tell you to change it. So we probably need a little bit more information, Wayne. However, if you are a flight attendant, are you eating the plain meals? I don't know. Generally speaking, a plain meal is decent these days. You know, you're getting a little bit of chicken, you're getting some vegetables, a wee bit of gravy. You know, I'm thinking my last plain meal, but generally speaking, they're actually not that bad.
I mean, probably if you're a flight attendant, I'm going to imagine one of the things if you're not already doing is to food prep regardless. That way you're more in control of the food you're bringing. Because if you're always on the go, long hours, then you might be reaching for certain foods. I'm going to guess that convenience foods. We all do. When we go travelling, we reach for convenience food. Your work is travel, so I'm going to assume there's the possibility of that. So one thing you would negate that is by food prepping, if you're allowed to take your own stuff on the plane. I would like to think you are. Pat says trying to get back on the damn plan. So Pat, if you are needing some help with that, we do have our motivation masterclass available.
Starts tomorrow.
Motivation.
Chris is saying you have a menu plan for women over 50. Yeah, so actually quite a lot of our members are women over 50. So what we provide is a 12-week nutrition coaching program as part of the Everlean Motivation Masterclass. That's the one. So it's a 12-week program. It covers exercise, nutrition, coaching, fully sort of progressed nutrition coaching and mindset, community. We've got sleep school, we've got a bunch of things going on, lifestyle coaching mixed in with it. But when it comes to the nutrition side of things, it's about you understanding where you are, applying these principles that are pretty universal, but then we're basically with you 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Ultimately like this, it's a video that you can ask questions and then we can give you instant responses to help you tweak and change those principles to suit your lifestyle.
Rockshot saying £60. This is a family show, guys. That's the way we say 6, right?
60.
60.
Oh, yeah, 60.
Now, I think it's Tracy. So it's a good 7. If I recall, your name's Tracy to good 7. If I recall, only equipment I have at home is a treadmill I just got and a couple of £5 hand and ankle weights. Plan on using the treadmill to walk as I'm not a runner. Well, if you've got a treadmill, fantastic. You can do things with the incline. If you've got a treadmill and you don't want to run, what you're looking to do is steady state cardio. Start off, maybe aim for 10 minutes or longer if you feel you can, but then focus on progression. So whatever you get to, say you do 10 minutes, you say, right, next time I'm going to go for 11 minutes, 12 minutes, all this kind of stuff, and build up. You want to eventually be getting up to at least 45 minutes to an hour, and then once you can do that, then you can start looking to increase the incline. You've got £5 hand weights. I wouldn't mess around with ankle weights. It's
quite unnatural to have the excess weight on your ankles.
Yeah, you can cause yourself some problems. But you could put the ankle weights around your wrists and do stuff with them as hand weights. But
don't go running with them. It's kind of like use your own body weight when it comes to running.
But remember, you will have body weight as well, and that's a key. You know, so you're saying you only have equipment at home is treadmill, which is great, and hand weights, but you've also got your body weight. And also, if you get large containers like water containers and fill them up, you can make heavy weights. You said you had a £5 weight. Well, if you get a big bottle of water,
that filled up is going to be about 1 kilogram, maybe 2.
Is it 2 litres? A litre of water is 1 kilogram, so you can quite quickly add the weight up and make yourself your own weights.
Exactly. Andrew's saying, I'm going to read it out, I'm not too sure about the end of it. Currently 6 stone, 4 pounds down from 24 stone. Well done. The right food, endless water, and going to the gym and pretending to be a deer and a rock in a field waiting for Rab.
What is that? I mean, I think Andrew's the one that replied to, I did that on my Instagram, the press ups on the rock.
Right.
And then he made a joke about, rather than pretending to be a stag waiting out in the back and beyond, he's going to then just be a rock. And it was quite funny because I was like, you're going to be waiting a while, and he's like, my rock game is strong. And he was like, currently being rock as I type. But when he said the stag thing, it reminded me, remember Hot Shots? The movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he loses his dad.
Oh look, there's one!
Yeah. He crashes the plane, but then he pops his head out and his helmet just happens to have found 2 sticks that look like antlers.
So Tony Stark is saying, young people are the best thing, you are loved by the whole world, and the videos are the best thing in the world. Thanks, Tony.
Oh, thank you. And Rockshot has just translated Hernan's, thank you so much for that. So Hernan B, who replied further up, which I didn't have a clue what they were saying.
Okay.
Hernan says, hello boys, hugs and kisses, greetings all the way from Chile.
Thank
you for doing that, Rockshot, and thank you, Hernan. And because the thing is, YouTube doesn't give us a translate button. That's annoying. Copy and paste that, by the way.
Vicky D says, that makes sense, hey. Vicky, I can't remember what we're talking about, but that was 13 minutes ago. So we do apologise for the delay in us getting to your comments.
Yeah. John says, do you recommend meal replacements such as Huel? I'm coming from a place of very bad eating habits, skipping meals and then turning to junk food. All advice, welcome lads, and thank you. We're not necessarily against them, but we always promote real food, right? If you get into the habit of meal replacements, where does it end? You're always at the mercy of that particular meal replacement. Now, we're not against necessary supplements. Now, we sometimes, not recently, but sometimes use a protein shake as a supplement. But 90% of my diet is real food, and the supplement is for when I've just finished a workout and need some quick protein in, or if I'm on the go and I need something that's in the car that can, help me when I'm out and about. If you've got the possibility or chance to meal prep yourself, you can absolutely save money and make your meals properly. These meal replacements, remember that they are a business. They're trying to get you to buy in and to keep buying in. So you might lose weight on them initially, and then what happens is it's maybe not giving you all the nutrition you need, and the weight eventually you spiral off and you go back to eat normal food and the weight piles back on. And then more often than not, you blame yourself because you didn't stick to that particular meal replacement plan. Ask yourself, do you want to be having those meal replacements for the rest of your life? If the answer is yeah, then we'll crack on. Who am I to judge? If the answer is like, no, I want to enjoy my food and have this and that, then start going for real food. And we can absolutely help you, John. We do have a membership and we are opening the doors soon. So if you're interested in that, It's free to get your name on the pre-sale list. We do have a special treat for everybody on the pre-sale list that signs up. You can look into all the information on our website, have a look at what we offer, but we would be promoting real food. Therefore, down the line, because we promote health and happiness, we eat solid eating habits and able to relax on the weekend and have all those things you enjoy.
Remember, we don't just give you like a diet plan. You must eat this, this, and this. We actually educate you on what nutrition looks like and protein, fats, carbohydrates. We give you options so then you make your own choices and we help guide you through it.
I've put the link in there for you, John, in case you're interested in what we can offer.
Catherine is asking what time is the masterclass tomorrow. So motivation masterclass, if you want in on it, I have put the link there on Facebook as well. The live coaching is 10 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So
it's Greenwich Mean Time +1 at the moment. Yeah.
Jamie Fairley says hello. Susan, who wins when you two arm wrestle? We never arm wrestle.
Do you know, arm wrestling is such a silly... We were just talking about this the other day.
Yeah, it's the weirdest sport I've ever met. It's like, who can be strongest for this one particular movement? And it's so dangerous as well. It's weird, and there's all like the wrist bending backwards, and then it's horrible. I can't watch it. The
last arm wrestle I had, it was... I got beat, but it was because it's my mate that's an awesome arm wrestler. He's got really good technique. But the problem is, we're at a standstill for the best part of 2 minutes, an actual 2 minutes doing that, and then eventually, he's a good technique, and he won. My joints afterwards hurt for weeks because you think you're putting yourself under that much tension, and you're actually better to either be completely mismatched or you mismatch them, because then the bout is over quick enough that you're like, hey, match man, or I got beat, high five, and it's less damage on your ligaments and tendons.
So let's not talk about arm wrestling. We're more likely to thumb wrestle. Remember that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Touch begin.
So Tina is asking, what's the best way to lose weight if you don't have a thyroid and on thyroid medication? So Tina, when it comes to thyroid, if you're on thyroid medication, the doctor will tell you, and the pharmaceutical industry will tell you that it does the job of your thyroid, or tries to at least. So it should be doing at least something to help you process and kickstart your metabolism so that you can actually process. The bottom line is still calories in and exercise, looking at making sure you're getting good night's sleep, making sure that all the same principles that we teach for people who do have thyroids, nothing changes. We're not medical professionals. If you don't have a thyroid and you're on thyroid medication, then that as far as we're concerned, that box is ticked, and we can move on with the principles in hand, which is everything we teach in our membership, funnily enough.
So unless you were new to thyroid medication, then, because it does take a bit of time for your doctor to get the T3 levels right or correct for your own body. But if you've been on it for quite some time, what I've found in the past is that anybody that's on thyroid medication, they look to that, and any weight gain that comes on, even after a year or two of being on the medication, they blame on the fact of the thyroid. But they don't realise that they maybe weren't exercising as much recently, or they weren't eating as well as they could be. So a good rule of thumb is being honest with yourself. If you've been on thyroid medication for over a year and that your doctor is happy that it's balanced out in the blood, your T3 levels is happy with it, then any weight gain or weight loss is from changes that you can make. And that's what you've got to be honest. Sometimes you've got to face the harsh truth, is that rather than blaming a condition, if it's over a year and the medication should be doing its job, then you start looking at, well, what things could I be doing better? How much am I moving on a daily basis? What is my diet like? Is there things that shouldn't be eaten? How's my hydration? How's my sleep? There's lots of different factors that come into play, but it all starts with you being absolutely honest with yourself. If you've just started out on the medication, that's a different story, because it does take a bit of time to balance everything out, and you will fluctuate.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah says, yes, Cornish pasty used to have sweet and savoury, and same pasty was the way miners ate while working, and the crust was thrown away as that was covered in coal dust. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That'd be why the crust is not that great in a Cornish pasty, because it didn't need to be, right?
Anka Moros Velotti, that's a cool name. If bad weather stops you from exercising, redefine bad weather. Absolutely love this. This is just a question of perspective, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's nothing you can do about the weather, so it's all on your mind.
What does it say? There's no such thing as bad weather, there's just poor clothing choices.
It's the wrong clothes, yeah.
Except for the wind.
Except for wind.
I can't stand the wind. See, when it's windy, it's always in my face. Like, doesn't matter which way I turn.
You need to reframe it, Rab.
I know.
Good weather for kites.
No, because if it's too windy, you lose your kite. You're like, ugh. Yeah. Ken says, always great to see you guys. Very welcome, Ken.
Hi, Ken. Thanks for the advice about plateau issues, says Jane. I'm in that boat too. I'm a gardener, so trying to find different ways to move when I'm working, but wondering if I should change the diet a bit too. You're a gardener, so do you not move quite a lot doing your gardening? I'd say you're probably more active than most with your job. As long as you're looking after your back, that's the only thing with gardening, right? A lot of people get back problems.
And knees as well, because a lot of people kind of kneel down
Yeah.
to thing it, and they don't realise that they're stretching all the ligaments and tendons. That's okay if you've stretched off beforehand, you've got healthy knees, but if you don't,
knee pads.
Yeah.
So yeah, look after your back and your knees. If you have hit that plateau though, then you may want to look at your exercise as well. And maybe that's what you're referring to when you say I'm gardener, but trying different ways to move. So yeah, your body's probably used, depending on how long you've been doing it, but your body's probably used to the movement you do through exercise, through your gardening. Therefore, you have to challenge your body. That's why exercise is popular for achieving bigger and better weight loss and health and well-being goals, because you can change things up. You can increase repetitions. You can increase tempos and speed and distance, and there's all sorts of things you can do to make progress. You can't really do that with gardening. You can plant more tulips, I guess. But yes, you might want to look at your diet as well. Again, if anyone is interested in the membership, like I said, the doors open twice per year to a membership. We do that so we can focus in on our clients. If we just had intakes all the time, there'd be too many new members all the time. So we have 2 intakes per year. The next one's actually on Monday next week. And it's a limited intake. So if you do want in on that, then go to our website, thekiltedcoaches.com, click on weight loss. You'll read all about it. And then you can click a button to register your interest. That gets you on the pre-sale list, and you get access 24 hours before everybody else.
Cool. Susan says, even though I've taken nutrition course in my training, I learned so much about nutrition and training. It's lifestyle changes and new habits that help me be successful.
Nice.
And then Carlos said, please guys, come to visit Alicante and film a series here in Alicante. Sure. Just get a producer to get it sorted for us.
Right.
We'll absolutely come there.
Yeah, I'd absolutely go to Alicante. You get it organised for us. Deb says, I've been a member since February 2021 and have lost close to 30 pounds, and I've been able to maintain over the last 3 to 4 months without any weight gain.
Ooh.
Even though things have been pretty tough in life and I haven't been dedicated to the program as I was in the beginning. The mindset training is phenomenal with this program, even when my nutrition isn't always on point. If you're on the fence about the program, do yourself a huge favour. The coaches and the fellow clan members are wonderful.
Deb.
You won't be sorry.
One of our members shouting about the membership. So if you were thinking about it, talk to Deb. There we are.
Deb, thank you so much for that glowing comment.
Isaac says, I hit a plateau for weight loss. I'm at the lowest calories I can stick to and get plenty of protein for build muscle. Do you recommend I increase calories? Would it reset my metabolism or cut more? I wouldn't recommend cutting more. Don't know how many calories you're having. It's hard to answer that one on this. But if you've hit a plateau, and generally speaking, if you're at a plateau for 2 to 3 weeks max, you need to change things up. Depending on what your goal is, if you're trying to get weight loss, which I think you said there, your weight loss, trying to get more weight off, look at what you're doing. Sometimes you have to increase things, sometimes you have to reduce. So if you've been doing far too much cardio and you've hit a plateau, then that suggests that perhaps you're stressing your body, and maybe a week's rest would do the world good. Active recovery, nice walking, good healthy food. If you've not been doing much cardio, introduce cardio. If you're doing resistance training, increase the reps or the weight. If you've not been doing any resistance training, add it in. There's lots of different ways to mix things up with a plateau, but if you've already cut calories down, don't cut anymore, because then you get in that vicious cycle where you start sabotaging muscles and trashing metabolism.
So you say something about these calories at the lowest point you can maintain. That sounded a bit of an alarm bell instantly. So if anything, you don't really reset your metabolism. You can build up your metabolism. It's like a sort of sliding scale. So if you do feel like you're eating too little, increase it by adding a little bit of chicken. or white fish.
Or more vegetables in there as well.
Yeah, so your body will find it very difficult to change vegetables or lean protein into body fat. So it's quite a safe method. And just 100 calories worth. So 100 calories worth of chicken is like that size, right? It's not big at all. So increase that every single day. Just have that little bit extra chicken, and then in time, just add a little bit more, and just monitor your weight. And initially, you might not necessarily lose more weight, but you won't gain it either. So as long as you're not gaining weight, just try and eat a little bit more, and eventually the weight will start coming off as you eat even more.
Boom, boom, boom. Michael's just said membership is highly recommended. Professional, accurate advice and fun workouts. Thank you, Michael. Another one of our members. Yeah. And for everybody that's watching on YouTube, can you make sure that you've liked and commented, and make sure you've hit the notification bell as well, please, because we haven't made content on either of the channels for a while. We're trying to build back up the interaction, so you can help us by commenting. If it's Facebook, like, comment, share. If it's YouTube, like, comment, and make sure you've hit the notification bell.
Please and thank you. Sarah says, I was in a plateau situation, but now back kicking the weight off again since joining the clan. Yes, Sarah. That's this lady. Totally agree, the best thing I ever did, she says.
Happy days.
Nikki says, hi boys. And Wayne's just saying, thanks for the advice. Currently don't get proper crew food, only get snack stuff, but going to look to preparing meals instead of crew snacks. By way, only work short haul in the UK. Okay, so yeah, look at the food choices that you're going for. If you're not getting proper meals, then take ownership of that yourself and get the meals in.
Remember that sometimes even buying food on the go, as much as you're like, well, I don't want to be buying something unhealthy, look at what's in there. Because you can sometimes cherry pick. Now, you don't want to waste food, so you can still take it home with you and use it later for something else. But if you bought something that came with pasta and chicken and all one of these salad boxes, and you're on the go, you could eat the chicken out of it and keep the pasta later for after a workout or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Claire says, hello, ooh, I love you too. You make a Liverpool girl's day bright. Can you do a Liverpool accent?
I can do a Liverpool accent like Claire like. It's like, Claire boys, it's hello. It's kind of like there's a I like it, you know, it's like there's a that was probably a terrible accent. Sorry Claire, I gave it a good crack.
It was pretty good.
Matt's on. Matt
Parker.
Matt, we need to get a Zoom with you, sir. Zoom. We know what we're talking about here.
The weather's good now, so we can get outside.
We haven't forgotten.
The weather's just been so terrible that we've just been staying inside.
Which is now laughing because there's been 2 comments earlier about the how do you stay motivated to train by weather.
This is for training though, right?
Well,
this is something that we literally cannot be raining outside. But yeah, Matt, we'll get that sorted. Cecile, good evening lads. What do you think about intermittent fasting for weight loss? Thank you both. Best wishes from France. So Cecile, is it Cecile? Cecilia?
Is that not a Phil Collins song? Cecilia.
Is that studio? It's just a studio.
Is that studio? I thought Cecilia. I thought it was Cecilia.
Intermittent fasting is, it gets a bit of hype now. We've actually do lessons.
They found us, buddy. We're done for. The channel's done for.
We actually do a lesson on intermittent fasting in our membership, but it's on week 7 or 8, I think, maybe even 9. It's later on in the program because in our experience, most people see intermittent fasting and go, oh, I'm going to do intermittent fasting for weight loss. And they don't look at their diet, they don't look at their exercise, they don't look at their lifestyle, how well they're sleeping, their mood, their mental and emotional health. Don't look at anything, they just go, I'm going to stop eating for a little period of time. It's the wrong thing, don't do it. That goes for all of you, please don't do it. Look at your nutrition, look at your lifestyle, look at your exercise, and if and when you've got hold of your nutrition, you've got the right nutrients going in, your metabolism is firing all cylinders, and you're training well, you're strong, you're sleeping well, then yes, we can look at intermittent fasting, but we're not going to talk about that right now because more often than not, most people who watch these things don't have all those things in place, and it'd be irresponsible of us to recommend intermittent fasting.
Eric says, dear Kilted coaches, I appreciate very much all you do to help so many people, and also appreciate it very much. I now have to get back in shape and eat better. Someday I will begin. So Eric, someday could be today, or more specifically in a couple of days' time, because our doors open soon. In fact, you could join our Motivation Masterclass, which starts tomorrow. Our doors open twice a year for our membership, so once they're only open for about a month at a time. If you are thinking about beginning, just start. You come work with us, get stuck in. Once the results start to flow, you'll keep going with it. You'll feel good, and you'll be glad that you did. There's been lots of members, both on Facebook and YouTube, on this stream that they were probably feeling the way you are at one point, but then they took the plunge. So I'm going to send you the link just now for the Motivation Masterclass.
And also get yourself on the pre-sale list, which you can do on the website as well. L. Williams, that's a cool way of spelling Williams. My problem is trying to gain weight without getting fat. I just can't seem to gain without spreading out. So L, if you've got a fast metabolism, or gaining weight without getting fat, so ultimately you want to be looking at hitting the gym, pumping some iron, getting lean protein in, a lot of it, and watching overall calories. Don't have too many carbohydrates. Depending on your body type as well, because if you're a natural ectomorph or sort of cross between ecto and meso, which is kind of where I am, you'll I lose my muscle mass fairly quickly, and if I eat too much, I just get a little bit of a belly. So yeah, looking at your overall lifestyle with that one, lots of lean protein, lots and lots of lean protein will help you.
Annie says, hello coaches and everyone, a member since September 2021, lost at least 30 pounds and maintaining since December. This works if you invest yourself in it.
Yes,
do you, Annie? Boom.
Love it. Thank you so much for the comment.
Then Michael's actually just saying, I don't know, Rab does a great American accent. Makes me laugh every. I'll try and say that in American. I'll try and say it like Michael saying, I don't know, Rab does a great American accent. Makes me laugh every time.
Makes me laugh every time, y'all.
60% of the time it works. Every time, yo.
Yo. Brian Doll just signed up for it, guys. Masterclass. Happy days, Brian. Looking forward to working with you. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. UK time.
Happy days.
Which is in 24 and a half hours time.
Now remember, if you do sign up to the Motivation Masterclass and then afterwards decide to join us, you get the fee of the Masterclass off your joining fee, so you effectively get it for free.
Exactly.
Yeah. And members get all our courses for free, so there you are.
Yeah, members get everything for free. Everything. Jane says, thank you so much. Changing up exercise is a good idea, and we'll get on the list. Thanks, guys. Yeah, get yourself on the list. TheKiltedCoaches.com. Click on the menu, click on weight loss, and you'll see everything there.
I'm going to have to try this. I didn't hear Rab's American accent, but they're both hilarious. I wonder if that's doing an Aussie accent.
Is he doing Canadian now?
I started doing an Aussie accent. Oh, I can only do Aussie when I'm like, good night, mate. Throw another shrimp on the bob, eh?
Yeah, I can't do accents.
I'm terrible. I want to get better at it though, just because it's funny.
You
Although technically, it's like I remember when I was in Canada and Austin Powers 2 had come out at that time, and everybody was saying to me, "Oh, you're from Scotland." Yeah. I'm dead sexy. Get in my belly.
I ate a baby.
I know, and so they were doing that to me, constantly, quite aggressively too. But they thought they were being funny. Yeah. So I suppose when I'm bastardising what I'm saying here, there's probably a bunch of people going, "What a dick," and I wouldn't blame you.
Paula Frost is saying hello, and Cheryl says, highly recommend these guys get stuck in. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Claire's laughing at your Scouser accent as well.
Tracy says, do you offer just meal plans and for remember my name? Well, we build nutrition principles, so you take the lessons that we teach you and you can construct your meal plans from there. Generally speaking, our other members help too, because we do kind of like recipe sharing. So people say, this is how I prepared my lunch using the coach's principles, and so on and so forth.
I think the song you were thinking of was, oh, Cecilia, she's breaking my heart.
No, I'm telling you, there's a Phil Collins, Cecilia, but you're thinking it's Studio.
That's the Sister Studio.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Cecilia? Hold on.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, Susudio.
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 What's Susudio?
Well,
I think it's like studio. Like,
what does Susudio mean in Phil Collins' song? This word was used in the song Susudio by Phil Collins. It has no actual meaning. But in the artist's mind, who claimed in an interview it represented a girl he once knew. I'm telling you that. Susudio, he meant Cecilia, I'm telling you.
He meant that. Sandra saying, I enjoyed your Braveheart video. I'm motivated to get out of bed now and get moving. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Laura, for Cecilia, the Simon Garfunkel.
Oh Christ, now Eric's given us a challenge. Speak English with the accent from French-speaking people in Quebec. Oh, I'll need to do a George St. Pierre. It's I give you a challenge. I speak to Michael. I speak to Michael, and Michael he brings his fight game, and I bring my fight game. But his fight game is not as good as my fight game, so I think I beat him.
You sound like you're from the Middle East.
I was trying to sound like George St. Pierre, who's French Canadian, right? I thought I gave it a good crack. Fine, I'm not doing it anymore.
No, keep doing it.
No.
Paula says 101 in my Valley of California. I'm not too sure what that means, Paula. 101
degrees, maybe? The talking weather?
Maybe. What do you suggest vegetarians to eat to lose weight? Meat.
There is vegetarian protein as well, pea protein. It's tricky because vegetarians, all your protein sources will also contain carbs, but it's about looking, when it comes to complete proteins, you have to marry certain proteins together. So you still want to keep your protein content high, but then you might want to look at your overall calories, reducing them with the vegetarian approach. Meat eaters, we can then increase protein and reduce carbs, and that usually tips the scales in the right direction. But we do appreciate that it's a bit trickier for vegetarians.
Smear's YouTube gone really dark.
It did, didn't it? I wonder if its battery's running low and it's going into some sort of save mode.
Should we put like one?
Your house is the other way around from you.
Yeah, just yeah. There we go. Guy and Vito. So for vegetarians to eat to lose weight, marry up your vegetarian sources to make a complete protein. More often than not, vegetarians are normally quite healthy, but do lack some protein. So make sure that you're marrying these sources up. It's easy to just Google it. Complementary proteins, how to marry up your vegetarian sources for a complete protein, and you get all the information that you need.
Yeah, Rosie Green says, how are you guys? And I went on to say, and do you miss if you try and say my name, Rosie Green? And do we miss? What do we miss out? Did I say Rosie Green funny?
I'm not sure. And do you? I don't know. Rosie, can you explain what you mean by that one? Cecilia's saying thanks. You're welcome. So Cecilia, you're breaking my heart.
I'm just going to go with Phil Collins. Cecilia, I'm changing that song. What's Cecilia? It doesn't make any sense, Cecilia.
Brian is just saying, just finished the Couch to 5k program and can jog 3 miles. Good job, Brian. So far lost 20 pounds just jogging and watching what I eat, mainly oatmeal for breakfast, salads for lunch and home cooked foods for dinner. I can already feel excited to start incorporating weight training with my running routine. I'm hoping your masterclass will provide some good knowledge for my journey. Yeah, so Brian, the motivation masterclass it basically targets your head and your heart. Okay, you got a clear understanding of where you're going, what you're doing, and it gets your heart absolutely on board. You wake up every morning with a bit of a spring in your step. It's then looking at the bigger picture. If you do want to incorporate some resistance training, you might want to think about joining a membership as well, which will come at the end of the masterclass. If you do decide to join, like we said, you'll get the fee from the masterclass off the joining fee anyway. So you can have a wee look at that.
Yeah. Annie's saying, very good George St. Pierre rap. I thought I gave a good crack. Michael, how's his fight game?
That's Mohammed St. Pierre.
Oh, well, if it figures out, I'll try and do, what's his face? Oh, he's like, brother, I'm from the Kazakhstan, I fight in UFC and I smash. Brother, I take him down, he doesn't get back up, I win title. That's terrible.
Apparently it's also a song by French singer Claude Nougaro. Je m'appelle Claude. No accents, remember, Paula.
No accents. We don't have accents.
We don't have accents. Just about to get up on the bike, says Cheryl. Happy days. And Paula's, it was the temperature, 101. Like really hot. Your French Canadian riff was funny, says Sheila.
I gave it a good crack, Sheila, right?
I gave it a good cracker. that's Italian.
I thought you were trying to do Jamaican or something there. Funny, like in our head we were trying to do one thing and then somebody else hears it, like sounds like something.
What's that one?
Beer can.
Beer can, yeah, you can't say beer can in a Jamaican accent without it sounding like bacon. Beer can. I need some beer can.
One of the podcasts I listen to, the guy always takes the piss, and when he's doing the Jamaican accent, he always has to go, right about now. It doesn't matter what he says, it's like, we're going down to Jamaica, right about now. Rab, is that Borat? I was trying to do...
Sound like Borat.
I don't know, it's... Yeah, I'll just hush down my accent. Suck.
Yeah, my Gaelic, a lot of my Gaelic is not up to scratch. We started learning Gaelic, and I don't know if you've touched it recently, but I've not touched it in over a year.
It's a perishable skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
You use it or lose it with these things.
Yeah. I can recognise it, but I can't speak it. Anyway, I think that's the end of the comments. So if there's no more for us, guys, we will love you and leave you.
So if you are thinking, even if there's a wee glimmer in the back of your head about working with us, then absolutely get yourself on the pre-sale list, okay? The pre-sale list has a special treat for everybody that then decides to join. That special treat is so special, it's something we haven't really done before.
We've never done it before, it's quite exclusive. If you are at all interested in improving your health and well-being, if you want to be guided on a system that just simply works, it works because we're with you every step of the way. There's no magic formula in the training programs. The nutrition's pretty good, but again, it's a standalone program. It's not really good. It works because we're there with you. We give you the program and say, right, let us know your questions. That's why we get good results. So if you're thinking, I need to change my life, I need to do something different, I need to work on myself and actually achieve a body and a life that I love because I know that I'm capable of it, then get yourself on the pre-sale list.
thekiltedcoaches.com. Someone else I was chatting to someone on Facebook comments or the messages, and they typed in kiltedcoaches.com, got some, but I think they did WW1. I don't know why.
Really?
Kiltedcoaches.com and came over. I'm like, this isn't your site, so it's not. It's www.thekiltedcoaches.com. And you can read all through.
Gareth's asking, were you guys on TV last year with Dame Joanna Lumley? Yes, we were. It's been aired a couple of times since as well. But yes, we were on Joanna Lumley. It was good fun. It was a bit of light-hearted, humorous fun, and she is lovely.
We had such a good day that we went back up there to do our photo shoot for our book. So that's why the front cover of our book is exactly where we ran up the hill with Joanna Lumley. So there we are.
There you go. Paula said, okay, I'll say something. How's the weather? Ooh, how's your father?
Eric says, I will think about this. Thanks so much. You're a wonderful gentleman. Thank you very much, Eric. Definitely think it over. If you got on the pre-sale list, like I say, there's that super duper treat.
Brad's going to say tomorrow. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Sarah, give us some stars.
Paula
Thank
says,
you.
love you guys. Until next time. Thanks, Paula.
We're going to be live a lot more often, so
yeah. Keep coming on, keep coming with your comments, keep telling us how hot your country is or your state is. Well, we're in Scotland and it's not hot at all. Right guys.
Right everybody, have an awesome evening and we'll chat to you soon.
Bye bye.